one on the left is an F8x Msport steering wheel. And the one on the right is an M2 competition steering wheel. Overall in really good shape. I got both of these for free. And let me show you the steering wheel in our F8. Alright. Here's our F8 steering wheel. You can see people before us didn't take care of it. We bought this thing a while ago. Just haven't gotten around to installing the new one. So that's pretty worn out. Logo down here and that bottom trim's a little worn out. Buttons and stuff are all still in good shape, but it's mostly the steering wheel. So what I wanted to do, all right, we're back in here. So what I wanted to do was, number one, I wanted to install this one, which is just a factory F8, not heated, same factory replacement part. But when I got this for free, I'm like, well, if I can fit an M2 competition one with, you know, updated badge, the M stitching, I'm like, I would rather do that. So I wanted to compare them. I'll show you guys kind of comparison size-wise, depth, all that stuff, splines. Everything looks like it's going to be the same. Steering wheel size, let's see if we can set these on top of each other here. Steering wheel size looks to be a little different. It is close though. That is real close. I don't even know if those are any difference or not. I don't know. I think I'm gonna try to put the M2 one in first and we'll see if it fits. I mean, we're gonna pull the wheel out first and we'll make sure all the trim and everything fits like it should. All right, so disconnect the battery, lift up your cargo cover. This is a cool little trick if you've never done this before. So when you lift this up, a lot of them are spring loaded, but if the springs are weak or if you have a rubber cover like I do, you lift it up, then you grab this, you pull it over, and that'll hold it up. This works on E70s as well. So, but we're gonna go ahead and access the battery here. Get that disconnected. We got all kinds of camping stuff in here, so don't mind that. Pour some oil. Always gotta have that. These are 8mm screws. So just go ahead and loosen these up. Three, and there should be one down here, I think. 1 or 2. Yeah, one right there. And one on this corner as well. Lift that up. All right. 10mm, we're going to disconnect the negative. And just pop that off. Drop it down. Now, leave that apart and we'll go to the steering wheel. Alright, so I got the airbag out. I'm going to show you guys how to do this. So, I'll release this so I can visually show you. To pull this airbag out, there's this connector here. Just push the latch on the connector. It should come right out. Alright. So I'm going to give you an inside view of how to do this because some of these videos that are out there can be a little confusing. So with the steering wheel pointed directly up, grab a flat blade screwdriver, something along those lines. I found a Torx screwdriver. Doesn't really matter as long as it's big enough, and I'll show you how to do this here. 45-degree angle roughly, and you see this slot. You can't really see what I'm pushing on yet. Hold on. Focus. Okay, so there is a cable there. You can see, or not a cable, a a metal, essentially like a wire, and this is a spring. So when you push this, it actually pushes this part that I'm touching inward this way. So what you're doing is essentially levering that through here. You're pushing in, you're levering that over, so you guys can see that. So whatever size you can fit in there, you can do a flat blade screwdriver or something like that. Just know what you're trying to do, pushing in to the center of the wheel, like so. Do that on both sides. Once you do that, do it on the one side, it should start to release. Do it to the other side, and it should come all the way out. All right. Next thing we have here, we already removed the one connector. We got a 16 millimeter we have to remove. We have this connector we have to remove. I'll remove this one just by pulling on this. You know, relatively gentle, but you do have to use a little bit of force to get it out. And you also have this lower one. Do the same thing. And we got those connectors out. I grabbed my 16 mil on an impact. That's not crazy tight. That's all you got to do for that. And at this point, it should just come right off. Sometimes a little wiggling back and forth. Let's see, and that's it. Easy. And now it's the time for the fun part. Let's figure out if we can make this steering wheel fit with the new trim, but relocating all the buttons and the factory paddles into this steering wheel. All right. All right, it's looking good. Pop this in and I'll show you the, by the way, this is keyed. It only goes in one way, so don't worry about marking it or anything. There's only one way it'll actually go in. So looks pretty good. The only thing that I'd recommend if you're purchasing this, an M2 wheel, M3 wheel, something of that nature, if you purchase one, the front and back trim are both different. So the back trim and front trim on the F15, this is solid through here, solid silver, so you can't see into the wheel. With this, with the M2, it has a different back trim, so you can just see into it, because I have the F15 back trim with the M2 front trim. So it's a little different. I got this one for free, so I'm not really sweating something that minor. So I'm gonna get the airbag back in here. First I gotta plug in my wires, tighten that down, get the airbag back in, and then I'm gonna give it a quick clean and we'll look at the final result. One thing too is when you're assembling this whole thing, just make sure you're tucking your wires, you know, so they won't get caught, because your airbag essentially goes into this hole. So make sure there's nothing that's going across that travel, because you'll damage the wiring, or if your airbag won't see, that can be dangerous as well. All right. No airbag warnings, nothing on the dash, so that's good. Got the competition wheel in. Nice M stitching. It's pretty subtle. I think it's a nice little upgrade, especially if you're needing a new steering wheel like we were. All right, so this is, I don't know if I've gone over this at all. This is our X5 diesel. It's a 2014 Msport F15. Give you a quick show around it. Pretty good looking car. Hit a pothole. If you guys are part of the diesel page, you'll understand that. Yeah, definitely a good looking car. Great daily driver. This thing's got about 125,000 miles on it at this point. Done some maintenance, and actually I put a turbo in this car not that long ago. But yeah, overall, great car. But thanks everybody for watching, putting the steering wheel in here. Hopefully you guys got some good information out of this. I couldn't find anywhere online if I could confirm if a M2 or M3 wheel fit this, so hopefully this helped any of you guys. Feel free to drop a comment, cares, concerns, anything like that down below. I have another factory F15 M Sport I showed you guys earlier that's in really good shape. If any of you are interested in it, I'll sell it for pretty cheap. Just let me know. Other than that, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video.